All right, so I want to talk real quick about protecting your energy. Like, it's really important for you to protect your energy at this time because what I've been seeing for the past day and what this Cancer energy has been telling me is that, um, for one, there's a lot going on in the heavens right now. Like with the planetary alignments, like you have, I think Jupiter and Saturn are like in retrograde. If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know that there's a lot going on in the heavens. And then we also have this lunar eclipse, and we just came off of the solstice. So it's a lot of stuff going on with the. Oh, I'm sorry, we just had the solar eclipse followed by this lunar eclipse. So we have a lot going on in the heavens and a lot going on with the moon in particular. So the moon energy right now, it's going through a lot, and there's a need for protection, on a spiritual level. So like with the moon being going through a lot of things on a spiritual level, like this appeals to feminine energy because the moon is a hold on one second. The moon is a feminine well, it connects to the women's like menstrual cycle, and it connects to the womb because for one, the womb, I mean the the moon, it controls all the waters on the planet. So you have to think like this as well. Like your body is like 80% water. So if your body is 80% water, it actually can control you and control your emotions because the moon is also tied to emotions. And um, since the moon and Cancer are pretty much linked in that way, we have to make sure that we're protecting ourselves. Because as I said, there's a lot going on in the heavens. And I mean this on a physical level, like what I've been seeing, like of course it's like on the spiritual plane, but on the physical level, there's a lot of things playing out like in the world. Like hold on one second. We have like since the planets are like around and play in this time like with the Cancer energy, like you have a lot of the stuff coming into our physical world and our physical reality. So there'll be energies coming around you that look to either take your energy or um, I want to say like shadow it, like put it in its background um, in a way. It's kind of hard to explain, and I may be able to explain it better later. But what I really want to get across is that it's very important to protect your energy, like whether it be just simply covering up your body and making sure that you don't expose your body to just anybody, because your body is it's not just for like carnal pleasure, if you get what I'm saying. It's not just for that type of pleasure. It's for more than that. Like your body is a temple. Like that's not some colorful language. Is really a temple. It's something that you need to cherish. It's something that you need to be careful of who you share it with and who you allow around you and who you allow into your temple. That doesn't necessarily have to be just in a carnal way, but it can be like people who are around you, like as far as like sharing air with you, like who are in your vicinity, because you're exchanging energy regardless. And if a person is focusing on your body in a particular way, they're projecting energy on you, and it's taking away from your energy. It's putting projections and thoughts on you, and it's causing your energy to be affected by it because you are affected by everything around you. Like it's just like the planets. Like the planets are affected by things around it. For instance, we have the Earth being affected by the moon, as I said, by the fact that the moon can control the tides on the Earth. So with that being said, like people around you can affect you in that same way. Just like we have the astrology, and we have like the planets that affect like different parts of your reality and different parts of your beliefs and things like that. People can affect you in that same way. It's no different. Like we're basically stardust, so we're no different from any of that stuff. Like all that stuff affects us. And I was gonna say too, like Cancer also is represented by the stomach. So like what we have with that is like it's the start of like the digestive process. So like in this you get a lot of things breaking down. You get a lot of your and since cancer is a water element and it controls water, like a lot of things that go on in your stomach affect your lower body, affect your emotions, it affects your affects pretty much everything. And since cancer, well, since the moon is going through a lot, the waters of your body are affected. And I don't just mean your stomach, I mean your lower regions as well. Like your since Scorpio is a water hold on one second. um since Scorpio is also a water element and it's ruled by a water element, that is affected as well. So you'll have a lot of people who want to bring you down into that level, bring you down onto that level and to lower your vibration, because your vibration is something that should be raising up. It should be constantly raising up, 444. It should be constantly raising up. And it's not something that you want to keep on a lower level. So since your water elements are affected, you have to make sure that you are protecting them and you're not giving away that energy just to anybody. And you're not giving it away at all, really. You really want to like save and conserve that energy, because that energy is more important than just like, you know, giving it away casually. You want to make sure that you are preserving that energy. I want to call it this, but I don't want to like overstep my bounds a little bit. But I'm gonna call it like it's almost like holy water, like the water that's created inside of you, because it goes through a process when it enters you. So like it's a water created inside of you. I don't want to overstep my bounds with that, because I really it just kind of popped in my head like as I was thinking about that. But it's very important for you to protect your energy, and since you can create all these things through your body and things like that, you want to make sure you're not giving it away to anybody just willy-nilly. And that could be like your fluids that helped create children, babies, and things like that. You want to make sure that energy is protected as well. And I want to say this, not just men, but especially like women. Like if you have feminine energy, you want to make sure your energy is really protected, because that energy is really under it. I wouldn't say under attack. It's like it's being focused on a lot right now, since there's a lot of things, like I said, going on in the heavens. It's like there's a lot of that being focused on right now. So you want to make sure that your energy is being protected in that way as well. What was I going to say? I was going to say that fluid that your body naturally creates when you do use your energy for carnal pleasures or whatever, that energy it can flow up and down. You don't want that energy just to flow down, because that energy is meant to go up, and it's supposed to do more than just create babies. It's supposed to be used for spiritual purposes as well, because that energy, that fluid, that energy, it holds information, and that information can be used to help you do other things. It can help you do multiple things that are not limited to just creating babies or creating period. Like it can be used in multiple ways. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with creating babies. There's nothing wrong with creating anything, like but you don't want to just use it for that purpose. Like it can be used for more than that. Like it can be used for like manifesting too as well. Like if that's what you want to do, use that energy for. But don't just like focus it on creating like physical things, because with your body, you don't want to just focus it on creating physical things with your body, because it can be used for more than that. It's way more powerful than that. And like, for instance, like a lot of the reason why I'm able to do a lot of the things that I'm able to do is because I make sure I protect my energy, and I make sure I use my energy in a way that's in agreement with a lot of the things that I believe, and a lot of the things that I want to manifest, I want to accomplish, I want to share, and want to achieve, like, because I want to achieve like a certain level of ascension. Well, not a certain level, I don't want to achieve ascension period, but I want my energy to ascend. And since I want my energy and my vibration to rise, I make sure I keep that energy focused on the higher things. And another thing too, like with protecting your energy, you want to make sure, like in your exchanges with people, make sure that you are focusing on the concept rather than focusing on the actual person. Because even though a person could be coming at you for like carnal reasons, you could focus your energy in a way that you're not focused on them, the person that's coming at you with for the carnal reasons. You want to make sure that you focus on the concept of them focusing on you, but you focusing on what it is that you want, and you don't get taken over by their energy and allow their energy to cause you to, lower your vibration and cause you to go off a path that you actually want to go on. If this is your purpose, because I know for myself, like I said, this is my purpose, to go higher, to vibrate higher. It's not about just staying like on a low level and accepting like what comes to me. It's about me creating higher than that, and to achieve higher than that, and to vibrate higher, and to get more out of life than just like things that don't really mean anything after like the first maybe 5 minutes or whatever, however long it takes or whatever. You want to make sure you manifest things that can last beyond even this lifetime. It's just important for you to understand that it's more than just about carnal pleasure. It's more than that. It's a spiritual purpose to everything that we do, and we have to focus on the concepts rather than focus on the people. Even when like people come at you with like negative energy, make sure you focus on the concept. Like what is it that they're fighting? What is it that they're trying to attack you for? And then you kind of like focus on the concept rather than focusing on the person. Because if you focus on the person, you end up fighting the person, and the person 1111 and the person may not really be the thing that you need to focus on in the moment. Because usually it's like something that's going on with you. It's like something spiritual going on with you, like something that you have taken in that you need to release, or that needs to be released, that's coming out into your physical world, that shows you or indicates to you that there's something that is kind of like creating an imbalance that you need to balance out. And since it's come out into the physical, it's kind of like, it's almost like it's going away, because the only thing that we can honestly say that we have control over in the physical world that we know of is like our physical body, and we don't necessarily have too much control over that. But we do have control over, especially if you, unless you unless you work on having control over that. But when it's shown out into the physical world, like when it manifests in the physical world, you kind of like have limited control over it, because it's exposed to other things. Like it's exposed to, for one, if it's like a person, like or for example, like if it's a cat, like I have cats, like if it's a cat, you don't have really any control over what that entity or that cat in this instance does, but you have control over how you respond to it, how you interact with it. You have control over that, but you don't have control over anything else. So like when you focus on it in a or when it comes into your physical world, like it's kind of like leaving, in a way, like leaving your control and leaving your or rather unleashing its control over you, because you have a focal point at this point. You're able to look at it and see that this is what it is, and this is how I can interact with it. It kind of like objectifies the concept, and it allows you to interact with it differently. Like we a lot of times we go through like internal struggles, and we don't necessarily know what we're fighting or how it's fighting us, but being able to look at it on the outside and see that this is what it is, and this is what it's projecting as, and this is how I can understand it. This is how I can overstand this, and this is how I can get away from the control over it, allowing it to control me. And it gives us freedom, like to really be able to know how to respond to things, and know how to see, and know how to look at it, because we don't personalize it in that way, and we're able to walk away from it, and we're able to you know, like breathe a little freer when it's outside of us and away from our like internal, like, I don't know if that's repetitive, but it seems like every time I say it a little bit more, it kind of makes a little bit more sense. But I really just want to highlight, to express the idea that once it's out of your internal, once it comes out of the spiritual plane and it goes into the physical, you have the option to not deal with it in the way that you would on the spiritual plane. You can look at it differently. It changes your perspective, and and this is why it's also important to protect your energy, because if your energy can create something from the spiritual plane to the physical plane, then you have power that you don't even know you have. But you have to be aware of your power. You have to make sure that you protect that power, and you use that power for something that you actually want to use it for. It's very important to protect your energy. I think I covered everything, but if I didn't, again, I may add more. I mean, at the end of the day, man, this cancer energy is really strong, and it's really just getting into like what it is about for me personally. So I'm seeing like me posting a little bit more about this, but this is where my understanding of it is today, and this is how I wanted to present this idea today. So I am hoping that you got some value out of this and gain some value from it. Again, changing the mindset, changing the way we use words, because I don't want to feel like you've taken anything away from me. I want to make sure, I want it to feel like you've gained something from my sharing with you. And I love the idea of sharing with people, so I don't want it to feel like I'm losing anything or that you are taking anything from me, because there's nothing that I feel like I'm losing by sharing anything with you. And I really love the fact that I'm able to share with you. So with that being said, I love you, and I hope you have a great day, and I hope you're having a great day. So yeah, I'm gonna end this now, and I will talk to you later.